My mom kept joking about my painful childhood and calling me her practice kid, so I revealed her true colors and ruined her marriage with my stepdad. Growing up, my mom was a complete mess. Dad left when I was 2 and we never heard from him again. We bounced between apartments every few months, sometimes sleeping in her beat-up Honda when rent was overdue. I wore the same 3 outfits to school on rotation for an entire year. The other kids noticed and made sure I knew it. I remember being 8 years old and finding mom passed out on the couch at 2 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. Empty wine bottles on the coffee table, bills scattered everywhere with red stamps that said final notice. I taught myself to make sandwiches because sometimes she would forget to feed me. I learned to be invisible and not ask for anything. When I turned 10, everything changed. Mom met Daniel at some company networking event. He was everything my dad wasn't. Reliable, educated, had a 6-figure job in finance. They dated for 6 months and got married fast. Suddenly, I had a real home with my own bedroom and a fridge that was actually full of food. 2 years later, my half-brother Max was born. That is when I started noticing the differences. Max got private tutors starting in kindergarten, summer camps in Europe every year, a college fund set up before he could even walk. Meanwhile, I was working night shifts at Dairy Queen to afford community college textbooks while living in their basement. But I told myself it was okay. Mom grew up, got her life together, became stable. Max just had better timing than I did. At least I had a roof over my head now. Last month was Max's high school graduation party. Huge backyard event at their house with catered food, a DJ, probably 200 people. Mom had invited everyone she ever knew. When I flew in from Seattle where I had moved for work after college. During dinner, one of Daniel's work friends asked Mom about raising 2 kids with such a big age gap. She laughed this loud, wine-drunk laugh and said, "Oh, my first one was just my practice run. I learned all my mistakes with her, so Max could turn out perfect." A few people chuckled awkwardly. Then she kept going. "Yeah, I definitely was not ready to be a mom at 20. But hey, trial and error, right?" I felt my face burning. Daniel looked uncomfortable, but did not say anything. Then Mom's sister asked about my college experience. Mom jumped in before I could even answer. Though she went to community college while living at home. I mean, I could not exactly afford to send my practice kid to a real university like Max. We were still getting financially stable back then. That was it. I stood up and said, "Actually, Mom, you want to tell everyone why you could not afford it? Tell them about the $60,000 Grandma left me in her will when I was 16. Mom's face went completely pale. I continued, "Tell them how you said you would invest it for my education but actually spent it renovating this house and buying Daniel's Tesla." The entire table went dead silent. Daniel slowly turned to look at Mom. "What is she talking about?" Mom started stammering something about misunderstanding, but I pulled out my phone. I had copies of everything. Bank statements showing Grandma's account transferring to Mom's name as my guardian. Renovation receipts from that exact same year. The Tesla purchase agreement. I airdropped everything to Daniel's phone right there at the table. He opened the files, scrolled through them, his face getting darker with each page. Then he just stood up and walked inside the house without saying a single word. Mom tried to follow him, but he locked the bedroom door. The party cleared out within 20 minutes. People grabbing their stuff and leaving without even saying goodbye. Mom came back outside and screamed at me that I was vindictive and cruel and ruined Max's special day. I said, "You spent my dead grandmother's money," and then called me your practice kid in front of everyone at your perfect son's party. Daniel called me 3 days later. He said he had hired a forensic accountant to go through their finances. Turns out Mom had been hiding money in secret accounts throughout their entire marriage. Money she told him went to her sister for medical bills. Money she said went to charity donations, all sitting in accounts under her name. He filed for divorce that week and told me he is helping me sue Mom for the stolen inheritance plus interest. Max actually reached out to apologize. He said he had no idea about any of it and felt sick knowing his childhood was funded by money meant for mine. Mom left me a voicemail yesterday. She was crying saying I destroyed her entire life over one stupid comment, that I am cruel and heartless, and she hopes I am happy now. But some jokes cost $60,000, and some practice kids eventually learn to stand up for themselves.